What's up, guys? What's going on? You know what it is. Today we're going to talk about basic military training for the Air Force, also known as BMT. So if you want to know everything about basic military training, Air Force basic training, stay tuned. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to let you know exactly what to expect and how things are going to go down. Let's get right into it. So what is BMT, which is basic military training? BMT is basically what you go to after you sign a contract and join the Air Force. Okay, basic training is currently 7.5 weeks in San Antonio, Texas. So anybody who joins the Air Force, it doesn't matter, Air National Guard, active duty or reserve Air Force, you are going to have to go to basic training. Basic training is located in San Antonio, Texas. So everybody goes to San Antonio, Texas. I went to San Antonio, Texas. I went in 2018. It was one of the most craziest things I've ever done in my life, but that's what we all go through. All right. For you to go to basic military training, the Air Force is going to pay for your plane ticket. They're going to pay for everything. What you need to make sure you have with you is pack a bag and make sure you have at least, some underwear, some civilian clothes for at least 2 to 3 days. Only clothes that are going to last you for 2 or 3 days, because when you are in basic training, the whole time you are going to be wearing military gear. You're not going to be wearing civilian clothes. You're only going to wear civilian clothes maybe the first 2 days when you get there. All right. So you're going to go to San Antonio Airport. When you get to San Antonio Airport, you're going to go to the USO. The USO is where we all go when we get to San Antonio. The military training instructors, also known as MTIs, are going to pull up and come get you. That is when you're going to have your first taste of what military training is like. They're going to start yelling at you right at the airport. They're going to tell you to pack your stuff and go. And they're going to put you on the bus. It's probably going to be one of the scariest things you ever done in your life, but trust me, there's nothing for you to be concerned about. It's part of the process. You have to go through it. So once you get bused to the base, you guys are gonna go to a processing room. They're gonna process you. They're gonna give you things you're gonna need, like toiletries, toothbrush, toothpaste, all that good stuff. And they're gonna try to break you guys into different groups. We call them squadrons. So you're gonna be in different squadrons, and they're gonna break you guys down by the amount of people they could hold in a dorm. So you could probably break you guys up in 50 people, and we call that a flight. So you're gonna be in a flight of about 50 people or 55 people. And this processing could go very long into the night. So you're probably not gonna go to your dorms until late at night, like maybe 12 o'clock, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. And that's when you go to sleep. The whole time you're there, it's very chaotic, it's crazy, but trust me, that is when basic training gets real, and that's when it all starts. All right. So once you get in your dorms, you get situated, you're gonna have your own bed, either a single bed or a bunk bed. It is what it is. You're just gonna go to sleep. Whatever time you go to sleep, it doesn't matter. They're gonna come in super early in the morning, like 5 o'clock, and come yell at you to wake up, shave, shower, and that's when basic training is real. So the first couple of days when you get there, you're gonna be in civilian clothes, because you've not got your military clothing issue yet. But eventually, maybe day 2 or day 3, they're gonna take you down to get your military clothing issue. You're gonna get your military clothes, and now you're gonna start wearing civilian clothes. That's why it's advisable that you don't take a lot of clothes to basic training, because if you take a whole bag or crazy amount of stuff, you're gonna get targeted, and your military training instructor, your MTI, is gonna get mad at you. So you don't want to do that. You really don't want to do that. For we the guys, when we go there, they're gonna shave your head bald. You're gonna look like an egg. Gonna shave your beard, all that good stuff. So we all have to go through that. That's something you're gonna go through too. It's a tradition that we all go through. For the ladies, you don't have to shave your head, none of that kind of stuff. So that's when basic training is literally starting. For the first couple of weeks, they're gonna show you how to make your bed, how to conduct yourself in the military way. You're gonna go to classes, learn about Air Force history, learn how to march, learn how to salute, the basic stuff. So it's kind of crazy. It's a lot of chaotic stuff going on. The first 2 weeks will probably either break or make you. When I went through basic training, there were a couple of people that the very first 2 nights, they were like, yo, I want to go home. They don't let you quit or tap out. So you're going to have to figure it out and just deal with it. But eventually it gets easier, because you get used to it. And whatever they teach you and tell you, you kind of get used to it. You kind of know what you're doing now. So the yelling kind of goes down. But to describe basic training, it's like a prison. You're locked up for 2 months, because you don't really have your phone with you 24/7. The only time you get to call home is when they give you time. So the very first time you get there, they're going to give you a 5-minute phone call to call home and let your family know you got there safe, and let them know exactly where you are in terms of address. But that is the only time you get to call, at least for the first time. Maybe down the road as well, in about a couple of weeks, they give you another phone call to call home. Maybe we get a little 5-minute call to call home, just to kind of see what's going on with home. But throughout the whole time you're in basic training, you get to write letters. So you get to write letters to your girlfriend, your wife, your parents, whatever. That's the only consistent mode of communication you get throughout basic training. All right. So the day-to-day for basic training is that you usually wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You go out there, work out. For we the Air Force. Currently, the fitness standard is a mile and a half run, push-ups, and sit-ups. Coming September of 2026, the Air Force is going to change their standards. It's going to go from a mile and a half run to a 2-mile run. But currently, as it stands right now, it's a mile and a half. So it is what it is. But that's basically what you have to expect when you go out there to work out. Every morning, every day in the morning, you wake up and you go work out. We have run days and we have strength days. So basically, if it's a run day, you're going to be running all day long for maybe 2 hours in the morning. If it's a strength day, you're going to be doing push-ups, sit-ups, some air squats, some pull-ups, so on and so forth. You don't really lift weights in basic training. Everything you do is body weight, so it's nothing crazy. But I would say you definitely want to make sure you prepare and get ready before you go to basic training. If your fitness is not up to par before you go, you're going to really struggle. So before you ship out, you want to make sure that, you're working out, you're running, so that way when you get there, it's a lot easier for you. We don't want to go there and you can't even work out with all this chaos, man. It's crazy and all that good stuff. So that's what the day-to-day looks like in terms of fitness. Also, other things you're going to be doing is that you're going to have a lot of appointments, go get some vaccinations, you're going to go to class, they're going to go out there, doing some military drills, marching, saluting. So that's basically what your day-to-day looks like. Come back in the dorms, fix your bed, make sure that you're paying attention to detail, clean the bathrooms, clean whatever, and they're just yelling at you consistently. You don't have free time to yourself. Basically, the only time you have free time is when it's lights out and it's like 9 o'clock at night. That is when you're expected to go to sleep. So the whole time, 24/7, your military training structure, MTI, is with you 24/7. You don't get free time to yourself. And on Sundays, they give a little free time. So on Sundays, you can go to church. You can go, just wind down a little bit if you're very religious. That's something you want to do. If you decide not to go to church or get out of the dorm to go do something religious or whatever, the MTI is going to come hang out with you. So even if you're not religious, I would recommend that you go out there and do something. That's the only time you get free time. So it's literally from Monday to Saturday, you're locked in. Obviously, you guys have time to eat. They give you time to eat and all that good stuff, so on and so forth. And throughout basic training, there's going to be a time where you're going to go to CADM. That's when you go to the range to go learn how to shoot. Currently, the Air Force uses the M-Force. When I went through basic training, it was the M16. So it's a rifle. You're going to learn how to shoot. They're going to teach you. I'm going to give you like a whole crash course about in the class. Then you go out there in the range, you learn how to shoot. You need to be able to hit the target a certain amount of time to qualify. And you get ribbons if you get, marksman or get a perfect score. So that's something you get to do as well. Also, when I went, we have something called Beast Week. Now it's called Pacer Forge. Pacer Forge is like it's like a simulated deployed environment. They're gonna take you out in the woods for about a week. You guys are gonna be camping in a tent, kind of simulating a deployed environment. You guys are gonna be out there like hiking, doing some crazy stuff in the woods, just to kind of mimic a deployed environment. The whole time you're there, you're gonna be eating MREs. MREs is ready to eat meals. So there's literally meals that are kind of pre-made in a plastic bag. You pop it out, you have like a little heater, you put water in it to cook it up. So you're gonna be eating MREs, and I know some of you guys know about this stuff. So that's when you go to Beast Week, also known as Pacer Forge. That's when you start to eat MREs. But usually within the regular weeks, you're gonna get a hot meal, so on and so forth. So basic training in a nutshell is not too bad. It's just a little chaotic. You don't have a lot of freedom. You don't get your phone with you, and you literally follow instructions 24/7. If you cannot follow instructions 24/7, you don't want to go to basic training. Like basically, that's what it is. But it's nothing scary. I like to say it's like prison for 2 months, and the whole time you are in basic training, you are getting paid. So if you're getting yelled at and getting paid, like bro, that's not bad at all. You're getting fed the whole time. And yeah, if you want to become a U.S. citizen, you could do the citizenship program as well in basic training. So you could literally graduate and become a U.S. citizen in basic training. That's something you get to enjoy as well. So there's a lot of pros and cons to basic training. The cons, I would say that you're kind of isolated. You don't really have time to socialize by yourself or kind of call home and kind of communicate. But the pros are you are getting paid, you are getting the military training. Also, you are literally getting the discipline that you want. Also, you can literally become a U.S. citizen once you graduate basic training. And that's something that everybody has to go through. Back in the day, basic training used to be crazy. They used to put hands on you, cuss at you and all that. Currently, as it stands right now, it's not like that. It's strict. They're going to yell at you. It's going to be very crazy, but it's nothing like back in the day. So basic training is nothing crazy. Like I said, it's 7.5 weeks in San Antonio, Texas for 2 months. So once you graduate basic training, it's going to be like a very big ceremony. Your whole family is going to come there. You're going to get tapped out, and throughout the day when the ceremony is going on, it's about a 3-day process. Each day after the ceremony is done, you get to go out in the community with your family, hang out a little bit, and so on and so forth. So basic training is not bad at all. If you're planning to go to basic training for the Air Force, this is what it looks like. It's nothing crazy. It's probably going to be one of the toughest things you ever did in your life. I forgot to mention also, when you go to basic training, you're going to learn how to you're going to do some combative skills. You're going to learn how to defend yourself. Also, you're gonna be you're gonna do obstacle course. You're gonna jump some ropes, duck, do some crazy stuff. Just obstacle courses, nothing crazy. So basically a whole bunch of fitness stuff, a whole bunch of discipline. Just pay attention, just make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do and don't get in trouble. So that's basically Air Force basic training in a nutshell. It's nothing crazy. As long as you want to join the Air Force, this is something you have to do, and there's nothing you can do to get around that. You have to go through Air Force basic training, but as long as you're determined and you know that you want to do this and your fitness is up to par, I think that's something you can accomplish. And trust me, the day you graduate, you feel good about yourself, you feel proud about yourself, your family comes to see you, it's a big moment, take some pictures, it's amazing. So this is basically everything in a nutshell when it comes to Air Force basic training. When I went, it was a lot different because I went to basic training in 2018, but currently right now it's a lot different. And now apparently the standards are going to change. It's going to get a little stricter, but it's not to scare you. Just get ready, get your fitness up to par. The only thing you could do to make sure you're ready for basic training is that make sure your fitness is up to par, make sure that you know how to follow rules, and make sure that you know how to wake up super early in the morning and just follow instructions. You're gonna be okay. It's just 2 months. It's gonna be one of the best times of your life. You're gonna probably make some lifelong friends. The friends that I made in basic training, I still communicate with them till today, and it's amazing. If you have any questions specific to basic training, please put it down in the comment section below. Send this video to anybody who might be interested in the Air Force. Send this video to anybody who is getting ready to go to basic training, so they can have an idea of at least what basic training looks like. It's nothing crazy, it's nothing scary. You can do it. Until next time, peace out.